Hey guys, welcome to another layout. This is in hyperspeed because it's just a repetitive process. I have fussy cut these little tiny castles, houses, whatever you want to call them. I'm leaning towards, houses. And I've gone along with my liquid pearls in the colour Outrageous, which is a super uber bright fluoro almost orange. And I thought it would look like the lights were on. So I have gone along and I've coloured in the windows. I didn't really worry about the little window frames. I wasn't too concerned about that. I wanted it to more sort of glow. And, for one of my first Halloween videos for the season. So I am going along and I'm doing those. Now I fussy cut those from the 6x6 paper pad. That's why they're so tiny, because when you get a 6x6 paper pad, if you usually only ever buy 12x12s, when you buy the 6x6, they are basically a miniature version of the 12x12s. So hence they're tiny. Now I'm going along with my glow in the dark paint here, and they've got little ghosts on some of them. So I'm just putting a little tiny dot of glow in the dark paint on the ghosts only. And because it's light reactive, this glow in the dark paint, all you've got to do is let the sun or the light hit it, and bingo, they glow when you turn the light out. It's so cool. I love it. Is it something that's going to just be a gimmicky thing for Halloween? Possibly. Could I use it for, you could use it for candles, you could use it for light bulbs, you could use it for, ping, I'm having a thought, you could use it on that, you could use it on candles, if you are having, you might have a memory of some description, it might be a memorial, something like that, and you might be wanting to, it could be Christmas carols, I'm just thinking of different ways you could use this glow in the dark paint to incorporate it into your normal everyday albums. It could be, you could use it in a baby album, baby's asleep, we all take the photos, when the baby's asleep or mum's asleep with the baby, and you could use it, with a lamp and, baby's sleeping sort of thing. You could do something like that. There's so many different ways you could use it. I'm using it today, obviously, on the ghosts because, they're spooky. And yeah, so I basically decided what I was going to do was I was going to build up kind of like little hills. So if you can imagine, this is where my head's going. Stick with the process. I'm just putting down all these little houses and trying to work out roughly where to put them all to start gluing them down. Now, they're going to overlap. Imagine, when you look at photos of Greece and you see all the beautiful white houses and they're all built on the hillside. That's kind of where I'm going with this. Obviously, if you had a castle like this, you wouldn't have this many of them, but that's kind of the vibe I'm going for, just to build the page up and to create the sense of the Neighbours, because that's what I'm using as my title. The Neighbours have all the good candy. So, yeah, so that's where I'm going with this. I'm sort of leaning down if you can sort of see where I'm going with this, the Neighbours have all the lights on because they have all the good candy, blah, blah, blah. Here in Australia, we don't call it candy. We call it lollies or chocolates. And so I'm very much tapping into the American terminology, and yeah, so I've got to be honest, I really liked how this page came out. And yes, I'm using photos for, again, this is Jen using a Snapchat filter, and she's Harlequin, which is, I don't even know who she is, DC I think she is, but anyway. But it gave me the opportunity to use a couple of different photos, a couple of different, a different filter, just to give it a different direction. these ones that I'm doing, one, they're fun because the kids have played with filters, and in 20 years from now, we probably won't even have these filters. It'll be remember when, like we say when we kids, remember when we used to just all ride our bikes over to so-and-so's house and dump them in the front yard? That's how you knew if there was kids home. Yeah, well, you know, that's what I'm running with. Now, I have just run around the top part with the Outrageous liquid pearls to give myself the orange border, just to sort of carry it around the whole layout. This particular orange I bought, and I thought it was a normal orange, but to be honest, I've struggled to use it. Hence why I'm going to town with it on this layout, because I really don't know where else I'm going to use it, to use a lot of it. Does that make sense? Because these liquid pearls bottles, they might be small, but mate, they go forever. So yeah. Now I am using my Stabilo All pencil in white. Now I have them in black and I have them in white. And basically, what is the Stabilo All pencil? It is the Stabilo brand, which we have known, loved for all the felt pens and all that sort of stuff. And a Stabilo All pencil is water reactive. So you can smudge it, you can, use a bit of water, you can blend it a little bit, and you can go in really thick and heavy, you can be really light. It gives you that ability to have that water reactive sort of blend. Does that make sense? So I used the Distress watercolor pencils in a very similar way usually, but I wanted to use white on this black background because I'm trying to create the illusion that it's nighttime and that the moon is sort of shining and all the lights are on in the houses and Halloween-y kind of, without going scary, if that makes sense. So I've just gone along, I've just got the tiniest little bit of water, just one droplet there, you can see it on my mat, and these pencils do not need very much water. You can dilute them to the point that they just come off the paper, which is what I'm doing there, because I thought I would glow in between the houses and then realized that's not how it works in real life. When the moon is shining, there's shadows and stuff as well. So hence you can see a little bit of, I'm grounding the castles on that white hillside. And if you stick around, very soon you'll see it all come together very, very soon. I decided that I wanted to have a bit of a glow around my photo and my title. As you can see here, I'm just using my finger and I didn't lay down enough of the Stabilo All pencils, so it's okay. You can build it up. So you can do it like that, and I guess I err on the side of caution when I'm using a product like this, because especially on black, I have no gesso on this page. So this is literally just on American Crafts black textured cardstock. So as you can see, I'm just being very, very cautious with it, and just to make sure that I don't go overboard with it. And just a damp finger is all it takes, and you can sort of smoke it out, and I love the look of that, and it gives that sort of glowy ambiance kind of feeling. And then I realized, you know what, I actually think in order to pull this off properly, because at this point I was looking going, I like it, but it's not really working. So that's when I realized I needed to make my little houses pop. So I don't make you watch all of this, but I did leave a fair bit into it because I like to leave my process in and speed it up so that you guys can see the amount of work that goes into it. I enjoy scrapbook videos more, this is personally myself, more so if I can see the process. Even if it's sped up, I see the process and I realize, when you watch those videos and they cut out, they've got all their stuff cut out, they've picked all their stuff and they're just gluing it down or and then bang, look, magically it's done. I think that gives new scrapbookers a false sense of how long it really takes to create a layout. Not everybody is going to cut things out the way I do and, you know, go over the top with, you know, all the line work and all that sort of thing. Not everyone's going to do that, but that's my thing. That's what I enjoy, and that to me is relaxing. So I like to leave it in. Sometimes I have to skip over, you know, I leave in some and then I have to edit some out, because sometimes it takes me 3 hours of consistent recording to get an entire layout done. And this particular one only took me, I think it took me about an hour and a half to do this. Now, I was fussy. I actually sat and fussy cut the houses out when I was watching TV. So that side of things is not recorded. So I think it took me in total about 40 minutes to cut all these little houses out. Maybe 40 minutes up to an hour. So now this is where I leave in the good, the bad, and the ugly. Don't think that everything I touch works. It doesn't. This is, I'm trying to create a moon up in the top corner because I think that will make the ambiance around everything make sense. So I pulled out my alcohol markers. I am not proficient in alcohol marking. See that? That did not work at all. So that's when I remembered, hang on, these are not like acrylics. You have to build them up. So you have to add layers to build them up. And that's what I ended up doing. So this is just one alcohol marker, and I go in with the lightest one, put a wash of color down, and then I add shadowing on top of it with the same color. That's what works with alcohol markers. And it's funny because I don't use them very often, and I bought these ones. These are the Montmartre ones. And so if you're looking for some cheap ones to get your hands on to get started, there's 3 in each color tone, I guess. So these are the grey ones. As you can see, once you build up the colors like that, now it looks a little bit more like a moon shape. So, and moon surface. So you can work on it a lot more than that. But to me, that worked, and that sort of got me the look I was going for. So you can see there that the Stabilo All Pencil again comes into play. It's very, I could have built it out further, but I think that was enough. And I just went in with my white pencil, my white Uniball Signo pen, and just added some white highlights here and there. And that's pretty much my layout done, guys. So if you are, I'm going to do my shameless plug. So if you don't like my shameless plug, apologies. And I'm going to zoom in, and you can see I'm just making sure the edges are all glued down. And now I'm going to zoom in and show you the close-ups so you can see what it looks like up close compared to in a bit of a distance. I did come in and put some white dots down because I felt like that complete black was a little bit too much. I needed some stars in the sky. Now, shameless plug, if you are watching my channel, I am trying desperately to get to 2,000 subscribers by Christmas time. That's my Christmas present to me. And if you hit the like, the share, subscribe button, it's all free. Leave me a comment. I get back to everybody on their comments. I do that all myself. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I will chat to you later. Bye for now.